Hi guys, I am out sick today and I will be recording the lesson. So today in class you're going to be working on 6-2, planning adjusting entries on a worksheet. It's 2 parts. You're going to analyze and explain the adjustments for supplies and prepaid insurance, and then you're going to complete the adjustment columns of a worksheet. So planning adjustments on a worksheet, basically cash paid for an expense in one fiscal period that is not used until later in the period is called a prepaid expense. Our most common prepaid expense is insurance. You prepay it at the beginning of either 6 months for auto or annual for homeowners and renters, and then each month a portion is deducted. Reporting income when it is earned and expenses when they are incurred is also called accrual basis of accounting. Under the generally accepted accounting principles, our GAAP, we are required to use the accrual basis of accounting. So what that means is, if you buy a bunch of supplies at the beginning of the school year, and then you find out that, hey, I don't have any more pencils because I used all my pencils in the first 6 weeks, or I gave my pencils away, then you actually have to go back and adjust how much supply you actually have based on what's been used. And you do this every fiscal period. And for us in Accounting 1, we're doing this on a monthly basis. Reporting income when the cash is received and expenses when the cash is paid is also called cash basis of accounting. Changes recorded on a worksheet to update the general ledger account at the end of the fiscal period are called adjustments. So supplies adjustment on a worksheet looks like this. Before the adjustment, on January 31st, we had a balance of $620. After the adjustment, we find that we only have $90. So we've used $530 of our supplies. So supplies is then credited for $530, and the expense of the supplies is debited for $530. So that our new balance for supplies is now $90. The journal entry will follow as such. You will have supplies for the account title. It'll be debited $620. This is the original January 1st amount. Then you'll have the adjustment, which will be a credit of $530. And when you have a debit to a credit, they are different, therefore you find the difference. The supply expense will be debited $530. And this will give you a supply balance of $90. $620 minus $530. You write the debit amount, you write the credit amount, and you make sure that the supply and supply expense account titles are being adjusted correctly. The second most common adjustment made is prepaid insurance. On January 31st, we paid our balance for our annual insurance of $900. After an adjustment, we find that our new balance is $750. So we need to reduce our prepaid insurance by $150. So a credit to prepaid insurance of $150 and a debit to insurance expense for $150. And this is what the adjustment will look like in the ledger. Prepaid insurance, not the ledger, the worksheet. Prepaid insurance, the original balance is $900. It will be adjusted by $150. And the insurance expense is $150. So you write the debit amount, you write the credit amount, and then you make sure to label 2 parts. Since this is the second adjustment, it is B. Once you've finalized all the adjustments, you then have to prove the adjustment columns of a worksheet. So you add up the debits and you add up the credits, and they should equal. Explain how the concept of matching expenses of revenue relates to adjustments. An expense should be reported in the same fiscal period that it is used to produce revenue. List the 4 questions asked in analyzing an adjustment on a worksheet. What is the balance of the account to be adjusted? What should the balance be for the account? What must be done to correct the account balance? And what adjustment is made? Okay, let's go ahead and go into our software. So on April 30th of the current year, Fix It Now has completed the trial balance columns of the worksheet. says analyze the adjustment information given here in debit and credit parts. Record the adjustment on the worksheet. The total adjustment, so adjustment information, April 30th. Supplies on hand is $75. Value of prepaid insurance is $250. So these are adjustments that we are going to make to. So these are not actually the amount you're going to record. So you're going to have to do a little bit of math. So the first one we'll do is supplies. Currently, as of January 31st, we have $228 in our supplies. They're saying that as of April 30th, we have 75. So I'm going to subtract 75. My adjustment will be made for 153. And again, since I am reducing my supply amount, I will credit the adjustment of 153. Make sure that you're also crediting or debiting the expense. So I'm going to go to supplies expense, and it'll also be 153. The second adjustment made is the value of prepaid insurance. As of January 31st, prepaid insurance was $375. They're saying that as of April 30th, we should have $250, so I'm going to subtract $250. My adjustment should be made for $125. And again, I am reducing the balance, so it'll be a credit to prepaid insurance of $125 and a debit to insurance expense for $125. When I'm done, the last step is to prove the worksheet for the adjustments. So what you're going to need to do is add up the debits and the credits. So for the debit side, it's 125 plus 153, which gives us a total of 278. And yes, you still have to add the credit side, even though you should get the same amount. So we should get 125 again plus 153 for a total of 278. So my debits equal my credits, and I have proven the worksheet adjustment. Again, if you have any questions, go ahead and you can ask your partner, or you can use the book online. Have a good day.